Shalom, giving all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, and Thwadi Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, for the days, minutes, hours, leading to the return of the one who the world calls Jesus Christ. Now, we do know that before the return happens, there's going to be a lot more random acts of, wild situations, crashes, planes, things like that happening, cars, doing things like what happened with New Year's and other situations like that. The Heavenly Father is going to have different judgments increase on earth. And it seems like, there's a lot of things going on in LA, just Los Angeles, just of recently, which Los Angeles is like, the center. It's like Los Angeles and New York, even though Washington, D.C. is the capital, Los Angeles and New York are like the hubs of the United States. Car plows, hubs of, United States, car plows into crowd outside LA nightclub, injuring 30 people have been injured after a vehicle drove into a crowd queuing to get into a nightclub in Los Angeles. 7 were critically injured and 6 were in a serious condition after the crash in East Hollywood, the LA Fire Department said. A line of mostly women were waiting to enter the Vermont Hollywood music venue when the car struck at 2 local time on Saturday. The Los Angeles Police Department said that when officers arrived, yada yada. Oof. Nightclub was roasting hip hop. See, these are the things that are going to be happening these last days. That's why you want to be prayed up before you go anywhere and do anything. Because I'm sure there are people, imagine the people that were going to be standing in that exact line, but they were late, or people that got in right before, So you want to make sure that you're, are prayed up and on the right side of the Heavenly Father. And you see that a lot of women got hit, because what were they getting ready to do? Getting ready to go into the club, stand, hopefully get tricked on, do the whole game, So you got the Heavenly Father just came in, had things like that happen. So you want to make sure that you're on the right side of the Heavenly Father, that you're being protected. Amos chapter 3 verse 6, shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city and the Lord hath not done it? Right. So people be like, oh yeah, the devil had that happen. The devil had that happen. Really, it's the Lord. See, people don't understand that the Heavenly Father does good and what is perceived as evil. Ecclesiastes chapter 8. No, it's 9. I think I wanted. Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 12. For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of man snared in an evil time when it falleth suddenly upon them. Right? So that nobody knows their day, nor their hour, nor the moment that their entire life could change. Because, there are some people that, just got flipped upside down or just got rolled up on. But there are certain people that are going to have life-changing injuries. So they probably, certain people, women, one of their main things is their face, certain of them got scratched up, got their heads bumped, got to walk now. So just imagine they got done with their jobs all week, got done with their job at Safeway or their tech job or their HR job, or just collecting unemployment or whatever. Then they go and they're like, okay, I got my girls, they spend 3 hours putting on makeup, get the girls come over, go out, let's go clubbing, let's go deny a bunch of dudes and record ourselves, take pictures, update our Instagrams, go on TikTok. But then look what happened, Do you think that they were expecting that? Do you think that they would have went if they knew that was going to happen? Probably not. So again, that's why you always want to try your best to be thankful and grateful for just situations in general, your health, things like that, or you going to and going fro a place and nothing happening, no freaking car crash, no freaking big hit or a shootout, because you got these things happening at any place at any time. Best of the best, what we know, about the three LA County sheriff's detectives killed in an explosion. The three LA County Sheriff detectives killed in an explosion Friday were described as the best of the best, who served their community with honor, courage, and unwavering commitment. The fallen lawmen identified, there's their names, combined to serve the Sheriff's Department for 74 years. They leave behind grieving colleagues, friends, and family, including 16 children among them. Damn. All three were highly trained members of the department's arson explosives details. Yeah, so something else happened in Los Angeles. So imagine these dudes. They go to work in a dangerous job in a dangerous environment, and they're out in the streets and things like that, and it seems like they're fairly healthy. They got their arms, their legs, their faces, and things. And something happens within. Something happens in an explosion, and they lost their lives. So you got the Heavenly Father out there, doing a lot, judging heavily on the earth. You want to be on the right side of the Lord in these last days, because these different things are happening. It's getting very active. At least 32 Palestinians killed in Gaza as IDF fires on crowds seeking food. At least 32 people were killed. More than 100 injured on Saturday morning when Israeli troops opened fire on crowds of Palestinians seeking food from two aid distribution hubs in southern Gaza, according to witnesses and hospital officials. People on the scene described it as a massacre and claimed Israel IDF forces fired indiscriminately. Oh, so they're just slaughtering. Most of the deaths, which Civil Defense Agency spokesperson Mohammed Basal attributed to Israeli gunfire, occurred in the Tana area, about 2 miles from GFA distribution center east of Khan Yunis. While witnesses at the scene said many of the dead and injured were children and teenagers. So not even other warriors who signed up to fight in war. They were just people trying to get food, and they just blitzed them. So that war is going to continue to rage on, and it's still raging on. The Heavenly Father, a legit massacre. The Heavenly Father is not allowing peace, and it's going to continue to be like this all the way until the one of the world called Jesus Christ returns. And this is what all these different things are leading to. All the different things that you see, these different events are leading to that. And we're waiting on that patiently. But before that, things like this are going to happen. I don't want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Shai. Shalom.